Editor Seal here. The recordings you're going to see are a mix of improperly shot footage on a 2K monitor in 720p because I was on a budget laptop. Sorry for the viewing inconvenience. Anyways, roll the intro. Hey, I'm Seal, and that bozo? Man, not this shit again.
You are now in the presence of a king.
Alright, so first things first, let's get Imcatcher out of the way. The Amulet of Accuracy is going to be super nice to get before doing some of the combat-focused tasks on the trunk. I'm going to have to use an alt account in order to force the imp back into Draynor from time to time. A little unfortunate, but it does like to get stuck on the other side of the stone wall. Other than that, this should be a super quick and easy task. And with this grave random, I believe this is the final piece of zombie. Got my costume for Halloween all taken care of now. Red bead, black bead, white bead, yellow bead. Alright, all the beads have been collected. I think it's time we go hand them in and complete Imcatcher and get this Amulet of Accuracy. It's kind of cool getting a quest completion this early in the account, and not only just a quest completion, but one that actually has a beneficial reward to boot. I mean, this is +4 bonuses to everything. It's a super nice pickup that will help long into the future. Yo, look at this cool rock I found. Anyways, let's cook some chicken and get a chunk task completion done. Okay, let's get a chunk task I can't complete, alright? The Cabbage Cape. It provides some small defense bonuses. It probably won't make a world of difference in the long run, but every little bit helps in the end, right? So last episode, I lied to you all. I said that Steel Mace wouldn't be super useful, and that turned out to just be false. The Steel Mace actually is useful. Skeletons are weak to crush attacks. Who knew? Not me, which is why I said what I said last episode. It doesn't make a huge difference, not anything crazy, but anything that can help speed up a long grind is greatly appreciated. So with that, I think it's time to shoot for the 1 in 128 Steel Mace from Black Knights. Well, that went about as well as I expected. I could melee the Black Knight, but I think with my current stats, I'd probably just get rolled. So I think I'll take this time to farm some Dark Wizards for runes and get back to it at a later time. Got my first clue and I can't do it. Now is probably a good time to mention I have 4 steps in my chunk, 2 being able to be completed. Low chance I get enough clues to get a casket, but a small chance is better than no chance, so I'll hold on to any I get and juggle them. First of many needed lamps, I'll be using them on smithing down the road, but for now, I hoard them. 43 attack and 300 total level. Slowly but surely getting those levels. A genie coming in for a nice lamp. We love to see it. My first clue with a step in my chunk, and I can't do it because I don't have a spade. I don't know when I'll get a spade. I think there maybe is one at Draynor Manor, if not Falador. I'm not entirely sure. I hope I can get one soon, but I think for the time being, I'm probably just going to let this one fall to the floor and disappear. Oh, you love to see a quiz random. This will be great once I get some smithing levels and start spending my lamps, but for now, as with all the others, I hoard it. 37 prayer coming in hot. The first of the overhead prayers I don't have much use for Protect from Magic, but it'll probably come in handy later down the road. It's right there. To be so close and yet so far away, it hurts. And they just keep on coming. Hell yeah, another lamp. I need a break from wizards, so I think I'm going to use this level up as an opportunity to go spend the runes I've been collecting thus far. So let's kill the Black Knight and hope we get lucky. Never lucky. Okay, so I got my first doable clue. I'm definitely juggling clues now. As such, I've decided to juggle this one that is a chunk or 2 over. I'm sort of expanding my hopes of getting a casket down the line. We'll see if it goes anywhere. But yeah, super stoked to have my first doable clue step. 50 attack. I can now wield granite weapons if I were members. And there was granite weaponry in my chunks. But this does make me more accurate, which is nice. Got myself a nice stockpile of runes. I think it's time to have another go at trying to get that Steel Mace. Holy shit, it actually dropped. That is insane. I'm way under the drop rate. Wow, okay, wow. I guess I can start killing skeletons. As I said in my previous video, skeletons drop bronze bars, but not all skeletons drop bronze bars. Consider this a not so fun, actually it's kind of infuriating skeleton fact. Skeletons fall into 3 categories: plain, unarmed, and armed. The category that drops bronze bars is the armed category. Visually, it's kind of obvious what category they fall into, or at least it should be. For some unknown reason, these clearly armed skeletons fall into the plain category. Because of that, there's only one skeleton in the sewers that drops bronze bars. How wonderful. And a first for the channel, I have my hands on footage of Jagex determining the skeleton classification. I've recorded my live reaction to this process for your viewing enjoyment.
This is a square. Can you guess which spot that goes in?
The square.
That's right. It goes in the square hole.
Yes. Okay.
And how about this rectangle? That one
Also the square.
that goes in there too.
Yeah.
Up next, we've got this thin rectangle.
The thin
Can you guess
rectangle.
where that goes?
The thin rectangle.
That's right. It goes in the square hole. And up next, a cylinder.
The circle.
I think that goes in
The circle.
the square hole. Now, we've also got this semicircle right here. Do you see a slot that would fit
The semicircle.
semicircle?
The semicircle.
That's right, it's the square hole. Okay.
Jokes aside, here's the first mystery box on the account. Not much for me to get out of these, but I have decent odds at a lamp, and it's a bucket, which isn't a lamp, and that makes it unfortunate. Level 60 strength. Doesn't get me anything, and in the grand scheme of things, it's actually fairly minor, but I'm happy nonetheless to have a skill in the 60s. It's the first one. It's just, again, going back, it's nice to get these little milestones. And here's level 62 strength. This does actually get me something. It's a new max hit of 9. As per usual, got to get a few more levels in order for it to count for the other styles, but it's nice to have more opportunities to 2-hit these guys. I need a break from skeletons, so I think I'm going to swap to woodcutting and fire making for a bit. I'm ending this portion of the skeleton grind at 1829 kills with 34 bronze bars. This isn't all the bronze bar skeleton. I did also kill the skeleton that drops iron ore, but halfway through I gave up on that one. Woodcutting actually does a lot for me right now. It gives me the break I want. I can get clue scrolls and hopefully get some random events for more lamps. It also gives me total levels. I'd really like to get 500 total level to access the total level worlds. And it's mostly because I can't make this up, but there is a horde of bots training in the Draynor sewers, and it makes the skeleton grind absolutely miserable. I think I'm going to get 60 woodcutting and fire making while I'm here. Once I hit a chunk with a U, I'll have to get 60 woodcutting and fire making then, and I'll just end up coming back here to train. So I might as well do it now and get it over with. And that is level 30 woodcutting complete and a chunk task done. I've banked all the logs, so I think it's time to get started on fire making.
A few moments later.
And that will be level 30 fire making. Let me get some willow logs and get this chunk task completed. Alright, let's go. Another chunk task done. And I think that is where I'm going to call the episode. Draynor has been a lot of fun so far, and I've made some amazing progress. Next episode, I will finish the smithing grind, and we'll be off on to the next leg of the journey. I look forward to seeing you then, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.